player edition versus the signature shoe.
Okay.
I get you. I got you breaking down Diana Taurasi with me with the player editions. And Asia Wilson specifically has had a number of player editions come out.
She has to.
That Cosmic utility line have been hers.
Yeah.
But I do not think you can have a player with her resume.
Absolutely.
And she has claimed right now to be the best player in her sport.
Right.
And
that's a nice way of putting it.
She does not have a signature. And this is no knock on Sabrina. But it's like, I give you 2 championships.
Yeah.
2 MVPs. I could have won a third.
Yeah.
2 Defensive Player of the Years. 4-time All-Star.
Is she a Jordan athlete though?
She's a Nike athlete.
Okay.
She's a Nike athlete.
Okay.
She plays with Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley's one of the faces of women's college basketball. She's marketable. She has a very unique first name.
No, but she is the market. To me, even if you're not paying attention to the WNBA, if she comes
Asia
across,
Wilson.
absolutely.
And then she's 6'5". You're not gonna miss her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She, like you said, the fashion cam and all that stuff. She gives you looks anytime she plays.
Yeah.
So it's combining.
It might be next year.
Skylar
not
Stewie,
next year.
So it's Candace Parker, Diana. It's tying in all of that.
I'm hoping she's just in the lab. Like, because you've named those players and I understand. Because
it's frustrating.
That's been mine. Hey, at the first one.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, she just came out of college. Y'all have to understand what she's doing right now. Yeah. Did you get a promotion the first job? You get when you went to your job, did you get a promotion the first season? You didn't. So it's just like, I hope she's in a lab. But then it's also, I think a lot of things, just per Nike's last quarter, is not. It has to be tabled until, they're going through a real, period. So it's just like, maybe they have to find a designer. I don't know. But I do agree with you wholeheartedly that she has to be next.
And you mentioned it about Diana could have been the first one signed to LeBron under his moniker. I think this would be a perfect time for LeBron to make, or at least have, a, similar to Jordan does with women's shoes.
Yeah.
Asia being his first, you have your own shoe under LeBron's moniker. He's the queen. He's the king. You're the queen. Let's tie it.
Let's
Air
do the
Jordan,
royalty.
Air swoops.
Yeah, let's do the royalty situation.
Right there.
I understand what you're saying because now, since he's in, I don't know if you call it the latter part of his career.
Right.
I see that they're making these shoes. Like, you remember how LeBron's used to be real high and heavy. And so it's just like, I think they're moving towards his
like
son.
A genderless shoe.
But it's also maybe like his son. It's almost like a pass down. Who promoted the 21?
I got you.
Who promoted the 20 and the 21?
Yeah.
Bronny did.
Yeah.
We saw LeBron, the first colorway that came out, he did a little thing on Instagram, but it wasn't heavy.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you want to do something with her, because I look at Jordan shoes now, and I'm like the Zion and the Luka.
Right.
Do I think Luka needs one? He does, but it's also, I haven't felt
that looks very Team Jordan-ish. Zion's too, no shade. I don't want to sound bad, but
that's what I'm saying. Are we putting effort into? I want effort. If you put effort into, like I said, I hope it's just been in the lab. You're trying to figure out how to.
Yeah.
But after this one, that they had, to me, I'm going to the table. I'm just popping up on campus. It's a either or right now. Either you lose me or you don't.
Yeah.
And that's how it has to be.
I think this would be a perfect opportunity too. Not, I have my affinity for brands or whatever, but this could be a perfect opportunity for Jordan to say, I'm going to give a WNBA player their first signature shoe.
Yeah. It should be like that because we mentioned Maya Moore.
Right.
And it's just like we, with our new information, we figured it out.
Right.
Maybe she said no.
She said she could have very well said no.
So it's just like, okay, now we got it. And I think these are these opportunities that we see now. And like I said, with the Cosmic Unities, I remember when she wore those, there was a similar colorway and they sold out. And I think people thought they were the Angel Wilsons.
And they wasn't.
Because one was like watermelon color.
Right.
And then the other one was,
they sell them on Nike as the Angel Wilsons.
Yeah.
And I think they made that connection that way. But I'm like, it's a cop-out.
It is a cop-out. What's the other shoe? The GT Cuts?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the first GT Cuts, I don't know if y'all seen the resale prices on those. The first GT Cuts are around there with the Sabrinas.
Wow.
They're like 400, 500. People are trying to find those shoes. Now, the 2s are nice. Mm-hmm. And then the new one that they have coming out, sadly, they have, what's my guy's name? Jordan Poole.
Yeah. Had a career change.
He said, I actually don't like basketball. Yeah.
The limelight ain't on. I'm just gonna. It's just all vibes. Right. I get paid millions just to be like, hey, this whatever.
She said all vibes.
It is.
But that's what
how
it is.
You play.
Yeah. So it's like, so you have these, like you said, they promote them as the Angel Wilson, but it's not her shoe.
Right.
I think Jordan Brand does, because as much like the average consumer believes Jordan and Nike are the same people.
They're not.
And it's not.
I think this is a perfect time for them to swoop in and say, hey, here's a contract. Nike ain't giving what you need.
Yeah.
Air Swoops, Air Jordans, we can create your own new moniker. But then again, I'm like, hey, LeBron, this can be your time to build a LeBron brand.
And then look like you care about the WNBA.
Right. And it's just not.
We know how he likes to.
Yeah.
Brian, you're my guy. But yeah. You know how
you did give Asia the PEs for the playoffs, and they was nice. But we can't buy. He could have put, like, them was the Asia Wilsons, but we can't buy those.
I thought they were going to be of at the All-Star game.
He said no.
Yeah. That's only yours.
The black and gold, I think they were the 21s or the 22s of LeBron's. They were only for Asia. Like, them is exclusive.
Right. And those are those little things that people still, like, they'll salivate over. And they was velvet. That's what I'm saying. And then, like, because he has a purple pair of the 21s that are kind of that, but hers was, you could see it on the pictures. Hers was real velvet. So it's like, yeah.
We ain't getting those. A couple of other players, Jewel Lloyd, who I mentioned, but now that we pieced that together, we didn't even need to get into it. Jewel need to call Nike and Cheryl Swoop and say, hey, let me bring back them Air Swoop 3s.
It will be, I like it. I'm literally sitting here, and it will be so good because men are able to go get Jordan retros and play in them. Right. And we're like, oh, he playing in the flu games. And it's just like, it
makes perfect sense. Man. She's a Nike athlete. She's pure score. Excellent defender.
You remember back in the day, you could go on Jordan's website and see the athlete that wore it. That's what I need. I need that back, Nike. I don't know, because the Jordan, like, they had Dirk and all them, and you know that picture that's on the internet with all them in them baggy Steve Harvey suits. But it's like everybody, it's like we need that. We don't know who's with, because the tunnel fits. If that's the best thing about it, she doesn't have to wear. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, so unless you're diving deep, you really don't know who's who. You got to get people excited about who's on your roster.
Jewel, like, I think that'll be perfect. If they gonna give you a shoe, me and Miss Swoop, we about to flex this, and I'm bringing back.
What does she wear on court now? Mostly,
I'm not mistaken. I think she wears the Kobe's.
Okay.
Like a lot of players still hooping the Kobe's. Yeah. And she has that connect. She wears 24 because of Kobe. Oh, okay. She's called the Gold Mamba. Okay. So, she's still hooping in the Kobe's.
That can make sense.
Arike Ogunbowale was another one. Pure score.
Her tunnel fits is more. Hey, I like her. But her style is bananas.
But that's why I mentioned her. You need somebody who, Jewel Lloyd is too, but you need somebody whose fashion.
That's how I know her.
Like Westbrook-ish. Like
his fashion to me is better than his game now. I love Westbrook.
But his fashion game was better than him shoes. I'm like, oh no, he hooping them. They look too big. But I think she would be somebody who can go in there and say, this is what I want, and not have somebody else dictate to her. She's a Nike athlete.
See, and they might have to move on.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds bad, but it's like we might have to move on, and where somebody, I mean, Under Armour has to get better designers to, I think, bring people on. Right. Like, I think that the Curry thing is the best thing that they have, but it's like you have to now reevaluate and compete. Yeah. Because now he just comes out with colorways, and it's like that's fine and all, but you have the best player in the NBA. I don't care what anybody says, and he doesn't have a good-looking shoe that people want. You get what I'm saying? And it has
not
to be
even on the court. Like, people don't want to just wear them out.
That's another thing that's changed against the game. You remember, so like it's like you said, Team Jordans. We had retro. We had Jordans, Team Jordans.
I had a few.
LeBron has the soldiers.
Yeah.
And so Kobe had the mentalities. Mm-hmm. What was that? maybe that's when it's the economy. Yeah. But it's the economy is bad because they like, now we can't afford.
Yeah.
And to have the big man say that we can't afford to give you that thing, because I think that would be better. These team shoes will be a better catalyst into your signature shoe.
Gotcha.
As long as you're wearing something. And it's like, as long as you're wearing something with our brand. Mm-hmm. You know, I look at the Jason Tatums and I like that shoe.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what if y'all made like a Jason Tatum team type shoe, or like show him practicing in a shoe, and that could be it. So I think these catalysts, I mean, I just think these women have to reevaluate where they want to be and where they want to be, like, because Nike has a lot, that roster, we went through these things. And it's like, at one point in time, somebody's not paying attention to
right.
You know? And
right now, women's ball is like Nike and or Adidas.
Like I said, and it's like,
and Kelsey Plum is Under Armour, so they're trying to get into.
But you got to get better designers.
Yeah,
it cannot be. Even if you make a on-court shoe and an off-court shoe, it has to be transit, because that can give you the thing. If you say this is an on-court shoe, because now we made basketball shoes. We made, they wasn't that, but it's like we made them that. The culture made them that. So now the culture is different. Kids wear Crocs all day and then they ball in a shoe.
Facts.
So it's just like,
and listen, don't let Crocs come out with no basketball shoe.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's where we're at now. Yeah. So now, and that comes with
Crocs
that.
Got high heels.
But it comes with that. Who's in your R&D rooms? Yeah. Like, who is in your these young athletes? And I see the NIL. Like, I like the NIL. I'm not saying that I don't, because you have two, great college players on here. But it makes Plan B so accessible. Yeah. And I don't like that. We come from a real different generation.
Like, y'all think it can hang around.
Yeah.
But we need y'all to buy in it for it to stick around.
Exactly. So it's just like, you should see the future of, this is my 5-year plan. You can still have one.
Right.
So I just think the Arike, because that's how, like, I know her from playing ball, but the reason she's on my on my page is because I follow that's what it is. And then she I think she did like a sneaker store thing. So I'm like, that's where I see her from. But it's like, this is enough. Right. It's enough for her to be like, these are my first joints coming out, easy money. Yeah. Easy money. But the roster at Nike is getting real tight, and we gotta
we got a couple of players. Well, one we know is not going to Nike because, like you said, they getting Plan A while still in college. Yeah. Angel Reese, obviously national champion, signed with Reebok. Yes. And, Shaq is at the table now. AI is at the table. And then, the world famous at this point, Caitlin Clark, both of them have kind of taken over women's college basketball. To my knowledge, she probably will be. She wears Kobe's now. Will be a Nike athlete. And unless they fumble it or start an internal war, because you still got Asia Wilson here. Yeah. And if they say I'm giving Caitlin Clark, there's a market for Caitlin Clark's shoes. Let me not knock it, because if Caitlin Clark came out with a signature shoe, it'll be sold out. The whole state of Iowa is going to buy the shoe, and wherever state she plays basketball in the W is going to buy the shoe. But you cannot.
I know if I see it, we're going to do another show. Yeah. And it's just going to be a show on that. Yeah. Because that's what it is.
Yeah, but then it's going to be Asia Wilson, who got 2 MVPs, 2 championships, probably going to get a 3rd MVP, 3rd championship.
She'll be Sidra in Love and Basketball. I thought the girls should know. That's what it's going. You can't let a freshman take your spot. That's what it's going to be. And then you show up at the party.
Asia gets a Sidra.
Then you show up at the party you're down in the party because you're on crutches.
At that point, Asia, I'm like, no, you need to go.
I mean, she literally has to go sit at the table. Like, once you said all that, like I said, I thought it was going to happen the first time. Yeah, I thought that was. But after seeing what she did to win this one, because now she lost She lost her point guard.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So now we even have a good story. We were talking about back in the day. You remember shoes used to, not even back in the day, but like you remember when they came out with the superhero pack for KD, LeBron, and Kobe. And I'm like, in that pack, they had accolades.
Yeah.
So there was a scoring title shoe for KD.
Right.
There was a 4 rings and there was a 5 rings for Kobe. And at the time LeBron was going back and forth, they let Akron was allowed to mention Akron and St. Vincent St. Mary. So it's just like we have to almost create that now. You mean to tell me her college career can't be referenced? You get what I'm saying? And I know, like you said, that, okay, now we got, it's Under Armour, so, but it's her story.
Yeah.
So you don't have to, you can say, I mean, whatever.
She got a statue.
Yeah, we have to get back to that because we see that athletic shoes, yes, it's marketability, yes, it's the people. We got to get these stories in. That's what's going to hold this thing together.
Right.
Because, like, I mean, although I brought up pickleball and it was funny, but it's just like those shoes, there's other sports that's getting into shoes that people are giving like a second look to. Sometimes
the
you don't.
Bro,
why do you need to be 8 inches taller to stop? They're comfortable. They are. They serve their purpose.
We coming for
They serve their purpose. But if you remember the toe shoes that was like, I saw a man in Kroger and I wanted to chase him. And I was like, I don't know why I want to chase you, sir, but why are you
Skechers that, you know, they was real thick, like they were trying to get into the athletic game.
Yeah.
Hoka said, no, this is our lane. But yeah, so here you have Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, they're going to be coming into the pros soon.
Do you think she's going to the pros?
Dang, you still in one of my shows.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to keep us on. We're way past over, but as long as we got time, I get into it. She has a tough choice, I will say that. It's not as easy as people think, and it's not money related.
She said that out loud already.
It's not money related. If she leaves this year, she goes to Indiana. Okay. You get to play with Aaliyah Boston. You get to play with Nalissa Smith. You cannot beat being a rookie on that team. Yeah. You don't have all the pressure. You have an established center who is rookie of the year. She can bang with the best. Like she's already, she's that. You have your cornerstone. You can't, like, this is not you coming in having to carry a WNBA team. Yeah. Listen, every WNBA player is going to be gunning for you. Yeah. Like, listen to Kelsey Plum's story. Yeah. Well, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Like, they are coming. Yeah. They're going to see y'all. Asia gonna try to give you 50. Yeah. Stewie gonna give you 50. Yeah. Jewel gonna try to give you 50.
Diane Taurasi gonna hit you in the neck.
Diane Taurasi still gonna. You hear that story Kelsey Plum said?
Hey, yo. She said, hey, I thought she was tired. And that was the funniest thing. She's like, I swore she was tired. Oh, I beat her off the screen. She said, I turned back around. She just ran through me. She said, didn't even. And that's the thing. She didn't even care. She got the foul. Good foul. That's what we grew up with. Good foul.
Good. And they are going to get that every single day. So I'm saying for Caitlin Clark, you going to Indiana, it's going to be tough. You don't have all the pressure. Mm-hmm. In terms
Do you think she knows how to play that position, though?
I don't think she should be the point
guard. Because I think the girl who's a dentist or whatever, she was in dental school last year with that play for Iowa. Yeah. She was a good basketball player. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like that's...
She can compete in the pros. It'll be a couple of years for her to get her feet established. Because I think, like Cheryl Swoop said, these is grown women. Like, it's going to be different. Yeah. But with that being said, Golden State has an expansion team in 2025. Yeah. They have a billionaire owner. He is saying, I am building a contender in 5 years. I am putting money into the W. Like,
I love what the Aces did.
Mark Davis did, what the owners of the Liberty are doing, who own the Brooklyn Nets.
Crazy.
Seattle is about to get a multi-million-dollar facility. Like, there are owners now coming into the W, treating it like, I'm about to grow this business. Yeah. If you're Caitlin Clark, as much as I want her in Indiana, because you can't beat that. In 2 years, y'all probably going to be a championship team. Yeah. You will be the franchise player of a Golden State expansion team. Yeah. I don't think I could pass that up. You still get to stay in college. Again, the spotlight is all on you. And then I'm walking into a billionaire owner's expansion team in Golden State.
It's
hard.
I mean,
she has a tougher decision to me than Angel Reese does, because with Angel,
I don't think people think she's going to the league.
Who, Angel Reese?
Yeah.
She's going to go. She's a competitor. Don't let her fool you. She's going to go.
I just don't think people think she's
People
gonna
don't
go.
think so.
Yeah.
But she's going to go.
Okay.
It's where she ends up. If she ends up in like Atlanta,
okay,
perfect fit.
Okay.
Perfect fit. But if she ends up, I don't want to disrespect any of my W teams, but there are some places she could end up that culture-wise would not be a good fit.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If she's in Atlanta, if she's in LA,
that's big market.
That's big
city.
market. If she's able to, but if I'm putting, again, I don't want to put her on the team to disrespect any team.
Yeah.
But there are teams she could go to where I'm like, nah. Like, it's not going to be
After
the
the
fit.
game,
Stay
we have to
another
go
year.
home.
Yeah, yeah, like.
We never going out, y'all. We
No.
never. Because, I mean, you saying Atlanta, I'm thinking of the team or the players that I've seen
Ryan
on
Howard
Atlanta.
is there.
Yeah,
Like she
I've
won't
seen
have to carry it.
Yeah. And then it's
Alicia
also,
Gray is
but
there.
it's also just Atlanta. Like, let's think of Atlanta.
That's
like,
Mike Vick in Atlanta.
Yeah. If I'm walking outside,
Yeah.
I can be Angel Reese.
Right.
And a little bit of me thinks she needs that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To continue the game.
Facts.
To go to practice
like,
and compete, I think she needs a little bit.
It will be the first WNBA reality show. Angel Reese in it. She's going to be on Housewives. And playing in the W.
It needs something like that behind it. But I get you.
For sure. That's what it's going to be for her.
I think that, I mean, since she is with Reebok, and like, you know, at that one point in time, that weird time where Reebok was Adidas and those types of things. Because Adidas, I mean, with the Anthony Edwards and stuff, they have, because although James Harden is a great promoter, nobody's really looking at that. It's now Anthony Edwards' time.
Yeah.
So if you have her with Reebok, there's really...
It's like a clean slate.
Yeah, it's like you have Shaq, but you know, you have Shaq, but it's like, and then you have AI, but it's like right now you can kind of do what you want to do.
You want, yeah.
And sometimes freedom is too much for people, but it's like
she may need a good manager.
If you can kind of get into what this,
I know it may not be a culture fit, but if she gets Serena manager and people don't make the connection, but when Serena got with her current manager, that's when that Nike deal just took off. And that's when Serena's, outside of her being possibly the greatest athlete of all time, you saw her in everything. And it wasn't like, because, you know,
it's not
Serena
accident.
play on the court, but no, you're going to see her at the Met Gala. She's going to be acting.
Yeah.
She's going to be dating a rapper. She's going to be all
It was a lot. It was so funny for me to see that, because a lot of people was like, oh, she's trying to like trump her sister. And I'm like, I mean, it's kind of weird. People are weird.
Yeah.
But it's just like, maybe their personalities are different, and their goals are different.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I mean, I know we talk about Serena, but the reason I started watching tennis is because of Venus Williams.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just like,
we know who knocked down the door.
Yeah. I mean, look at the Tiger Woods thing.
Right.
We're fumbling again, Nike. His son is a dog. You didn't have nobody.
But they're phasing out all of golf, to my knowledge. It's no.
But here's the thing. I wouldn't even. He
wouldn't
doesn't
even
even need. We just need, if you have kids. It's the McDonald's. It's the McDonald's thing. McDonald's said, I don't even care if you know we sell burgers. Mm-hmm. You see these golden arches, you go there because you know what's there. Mm-hmm. You put a Nike sign on somebody that got the last name Woods. That's what it is. Yeah. And even if he didn't do a golf shoe, he can still be an athlete and just be present in that whole situation. Yeah. So I mean,
he's gonna be on the Tiger Woods label.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's our spill. I think you know, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese will probably see their signature shoes once they go pro. But it's that question of
Caitlin Clark got to get a good designer. Being from Iowa, I don't know how many other things you've seen. Yeah, you gotta don't get a functional shoe. Don't get no Hokas. We're not trying to get basketball Hokas.
She's gonna be with, but I think Nike's gonna have. That's probably gonna.
Do they show her before the games?
Who?
Caitlin Clark?
They don't do that in college, really.
See,
now don't get me wrong. Now LSU is the show,
but that's no.
That's
what I'm saying.
LSU is the show.
Okay, because I'm like, I see these girls. I see the chains.
And even in South Carolina, the only one
that's what I'm saying.
But no, the only one who get fits off is Don Staley.
She said, what you got on? Put your jersey on.
Put your jersey on. I'm the one that's getting these fits off. Like, no, I'm the star.
Because I need to see, like, I know Caitlin Clark as a basketball player, but I'm just like, what else can we get?
But I think that's the hook with Caitlin. I don't want her to get, I don't want people to say she has to be more than what she's comfortable with. Okay. Because how she's galvanized women's sports or women's college basketball, her ability to hoop is what's getting people interested.
Yeah.
If we bring in that other stuff and it don't connect, we can be like, nah. Because, like, fashion.
She said, who dressed you?
Yeah. It's not, you're not going to compete with Arike or Jewel or Angel on the fashion.
But you still going to have to participate.
You're going to have to participate.
Hey, but she can be like, how they be talking about Jokic coming to the game. So she could just be that one. The person that don't really get it.
But you know, when they play, they hoop.
Yeah.
But if you want to make her the face of the sport, like you said, there's going to be, she's going to need good designers to make sure that when you see, like, you know them as the Caitlin. There can't be no regular shoe, but it has to grab you, but I don't think you can pull so much outside.
It sounds bad, but I probably don't want her to go to Nike because it's going
I think that'll be a perfect fit. Like, how it goes now, no. They about to, it will surprise me.
They're going to throw the bag at you.
5 million, 10 million. I'm not lying. They'll make a market for Caitlin Clark. Yeah. Like, she's about to get
like you said, the whole state of Iowa going to buy the shoe.
The whole state of Iowa.
It's going to be at the filling station.
The whole Midwest, mark it off. Every team, little girl, high school, JV, college are going to be in the Caitlin Clark.
I think they might expect that of her, too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna market Caitlin, but she has the game to back it up. Like, let me not knock it. They throwing the bag at Caitlin.
Man, that's
they
crazy.
throwing the bag. Give me your top 5 basketball shoes. Okay. Strictly to basketball.
From being a player, I started playing in the Rodmans.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking about Barnett, first team, everything. My dad just was like, these are the ones you get. And he had an affinity for Converse.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that is not, I know that's not what people are wearing, but they was cool.
Right.
So, I mean, I would give my first love to those, you know. So the Rodmans, when he was on, what do they call it? They're not called the Worms, but I can't place them right now.
Was he on the Bulls or the Spurs at this point?
It was the latter part of his career. It was his last season with the Bulls.
Okay.
So, those, I collect Kobe's.
Okay.
So, on the aesthetics of balling, the 5 and the 6 changed the game.
Okay.
And the reason being is because if anybody knows about basketball, you can wear your insoles. You can get, like, just depending on what type of player you are and how you wear your shoes. Some people like to wear their shoes tight. Some people like to wear their shoes loose, that type of thing. That Kobe 6, him sitting down and just making that shoe. Yeah. Because that shoe looks like nothing else. And it still has, like, once we see it, like, they're still doing colorways. Other brands are doing colorways from the, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how down it is. It's like, nah, this is cemented as one of the best basketball shoes. Okay. Let me see another basketball shoe because it's not really a top 5 or anything else like that. We have to give the weapons what they get, you know, the Converse weapons. I used to wear those in school. I had a pair, and I had the low ones. So I didn't have the high ones. I just wore them to school.
The Converse. Girl,
so it's literally like with the star that's already in them. Yeah. Like, yeah. So, like, those basketball shoes. Foam posits are good. I've worn foam posits not to ball. Okay. That's another thing.
We had a version of those. We tried to play in those before.
You played in the flights.
Was them foam? They were flight, but they kept breaking apart.
Yes. So it was the flight closets. And that's why, like, so the KGs that y'all end up wearing, so like I said, it's the age of information. The KGs that y'all end up wearing, that was the problem with those. After you play in them in a while, this technology, this cast that's over it, that's why the foam posits are so good, because they got it right. And now they're able to produce those. You know what I'm saying? They got it right. They just got it right. Probably the other shoe will be the Hyper Dunk. I've played
some hyper dunks.
I've played in hyper dunks, and I've worn hyper dunks casually.
Okay.
And that, like, to me, is that 4? But, like, to me, the hyper dunk is up there with the Kobe 6.
Okay.
Because the reason the Kobe 5 doesn't get too much for me is because the toe box, after a while, creases and it does crack. But that 6, you can throw it under anything. It's going to be the bottom half of it that gets it. And I don't know if I already said 4 or 5, but my last one would probably be the Kyrie one.
Oh, the Kyrie.
So the bottom of those, I don't know. Like,
not the Kyrie. I never, like, again, like you, I'm athletic-ish. I am not an athlete anymore.
Right.
But what I heard about the Kyries is that they're super comfortable to play in.
Yeah. His cuts, they had to, so on the side of the shoe, there's traction on the side of the shoe, because you see an average basketball player and they'll roll their ankle and the shoe goes this way. So in the Kyries, which they continued, and I know he's not with them anymore, but what they continue with his shoe is you could roll your foot this way and it will kind of lock down your foot. So you're not going this way and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. But you're not going this way and it not locking down, you know. So that was probably, like, it just in modern time. The other shoes that's involved with basketball, we got a later thing in. I said earlier in the show that Barclays was my favorite. I didn't buy Barclays until
now they re-releasing them now.
Like, I didn't buy CB34s or anything else like that until I became an adult. One, my parents didn't like Charles Barkley, so you know what I'm saying. So
they weren't getting a Barkley.
Yeah, I just like Charles Barkley because he's just a mean guy. Like his logo was come on. He's Godzilla. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, he's coming through the post. I'm like, nobody likes this guy but me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, so, you were the only fan.
So it's just like those. And then you look at other shoes that were used on the blacktop that weren't basketball shoes. Right. I used to see people balling like Bo Jackson's, like the trainer ones.
Now that was popular too, the ball and trainer.
Yeah, and that, like, see, and that's what I'm saying. The kids of this information age don't understand it. They think you have to go to the blacktop or just the court ready. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't have no off days. And it's like, we were scraping and scraping. You didn't need $300 shoes and score 0 points. Right. You know? I saw Bronny score 0 points. That's not it. I had that stat line. That's for PJ Tucker. That's not for you. That's not for LeBron, son.
But you gotta look nice though.
You put that basket, put that ball in the basket.
We need some more output.
You're not scoring 0 points, dog. You know. So I mean, I think that, and like I like a lot of shoes, and that's the thing that people have to understand. There's a shoe that comes out almost every day. There was 4 shoes that came out today. If you're the average consumer, you probably, 1, don't care, and 2 is just you don't know. There's a lot of shoes to rank, you know. I mean, and then it also depends on the age of the person.
For sure.
You can say Air Force Ones if you're from New York. I'm never balling in Forces at all.
You know, we got to give a shout out though. You know who used to ball, and I don't even know if she used to do this in high school, but for sure when I met her, who used to, and that's why I always say how she got so good, how I don't ever remember her being injured. Marche used to ball in Air Force Ones high. I promise you. When we was younger.
With the Spurs around?
No,
she would just tie them all the way up?
Yes. And it had the strap like Rasheed used to do. Okay. Marche used to hoop in Air Force One.
That's bananas.
Listen, and they was heavy.
That's what I'm saying. And people always talk about, like, Air Forces were the first ones with air. Now, let's be honest, people. There was something lighter than that. Okay? There was some, you get what I'm saying? There's something lighter than this.
Right. And they were super heavy, but like you said, Air Forces wasn't a thing I would ever think about hooping in.
And the reason I said weapons is because I've worn them off the court, and then it's the transitional period. You talk to anybody who has, like, foams. I only wore foams for, I think I was 11, and I wore them in a league where we played outside. I wore them for, like, the Gus Macker.
Gotcha.
I wore them for that.
Yeah.
That was it. Because I was like, I'm not messing. And this is the thing. Most basketball shoes, when we see other materials, we've mentioned materials while we're on here. You got the leathers. You have. So I'm like, I'm not messing up my. Right. But then I'm like, hey, these kind of, you know what I'm saying? They kind of good. But that was like your blacktop shoe.
Right.
You're not wearing your good shoes on the blacktop.
Oh, for sure.
So that's what I'm saying.
You
so
getting
like
the outsize niggas.
Exactly. So like, to me, the weapons are classic. And although they're Converse and stuff like that, like, and then that's another thing when when we talk about women's basketball, like we said, we have these brands. But like I look at the men's side, you got Li-Ning, you got Peak, you got you. So maybe somebody can. They're not the best shoes, but maybe somebody can go look into that because right now, we're just trying to get the best basketball shoe for me to play in.
Right.
That's kind of what it is. But like we just explained, like from the blacktop to school to, all right, can I get on the bus? Can I walk? It's so many things happening in life right now. Yeah. It has to transition with you.
It has to be a transitional shoe.
So I mean, my top 5's not solid, but it's just like these are the shoes that I've looked at, even looking through the women's shoes that we had. Like I said, we were young when they came out, but it's like now you see them and you're like, man, I might need a pair of those, like just on the strength of
shoes,
it. So,
I'ma say it again, the swoop threes.
You gotta get it.
I gotta get them. I'm only gonna say one basketball shoe because again, I don't even remember what I used to play in. But my favorite basketball shoe, and I did hoop in these. This is probably pre-high school though. Was the Air Penny 2s. I just bought me a pair.
Yeah.
I love them shoes. Man. I was rec league legend with them shoes. You understand?
That's not a fumble. Like if people talk about him almost like a folklore.
Yeah. And they don't remember.
Yeah. They don't remember. And it's his shoes though. Yeah. It's his shoes
and the marketing, the story,
behind
and
him.
Little Penny,
all
and
of
Tyra,
that, like,
and Chris Rock.
It kind of outlived him.
Yeah.
You know, and that man's still coaching. Yeah. He's still, you know, his son. Don't his son play? His son play for Memphis. So it's just like, well, you have all these things that outlive the person's career.
Yeah.
And those pennies, like penny 1s are real heavy, but like you said, that penny 2, that might be a perfect shoe.
Listen,
that might be a perfect shoe.
I bought the white ones, them black ones. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Because that was
I had the leg band, the arm band, the headband. I was flexing in them. We were the
same type. We were the same type. Like it's just you had to have, like that's why I try not to get on kids nowadays, but I'm like, you got to put up and shut up though at a certain point in time. Because all these things that we have on, it's cool, but it's just like, nah, you got to put up and shut up. And it might be the shoes, as they said back in the day with the Jordan commercials, but 9 times out of 10, it's not the shoes.
It's not the shoes.
It's going to make a little bit of difference, but it's not the shoes.
But before we get out of here, and you're going to have the last word on this. If you told somebody who is starting, like, I'm coming to you, I really love shoes. This is the knowledge of the game, but these are the top 5 shoes I need to have in my collection. That's how I frame that question.
Okay.
These are the top 5 shoes I need to get.
This is so I'll get specific with colorways and models because I could just put it all together. But you need a white pair of Air Force Ones and the lows. You need the lows.
Okay.
They've changed that shoe so much since we were kids.
Right.
Like the leather on that is. It's not good anymore. I'll just say that, but also the shape that they're making it. But you need those. You need a pair of low dunks. Like low dunks because that gives you a wide palette to participate in the dunk hole, like, you know, the situation.
Facts.
You will probably need a New Balance 574. And the reason I say the 574s is because if you can pull that off, you can probably pull off the other ones.
Oh, so you ain't legit until you can pull off
So here's the thing. 574s were the first, like that's DMV area. The 574. Okay. This is a old man gray white shoe. You can probably just get those.
Okay.
But like the 990s, the 998s, I mean, we're up to, I think they brought out the 1906s, the Rs, the 2000 Rs, like they have a lot of models.
Okay.
But there are certain models that you just picking out that these 574s were it. And I had a couple of pairs back in the day. But you need that because it's just a transitional shoe.
Okay.
Okay. So I mean, you pretty much need that.
Okay. Two more.
See. This isn't a sneaker, but you need it. I don't care where you stay. You need a pair of Butters. You need a pair of 6-inch Timberland work boots, not the double collars. Okay. The 161, that's the SKU.
Okay.
Don't give me the oil bottoms where the roofers wear.
You know
we're
they're
not
trying
doing
to
that.
luxuryfy. I don't even know if that's a word.
Bro, when they dipped them in patent leather, that's disgusting.
Pharrell coming out with some ones that got the Louis.
With the I can't. Hey, dog. Hey, I gotta feed people.
Yeah,
I gotta, including myself. I gotta feed people.
And they already raised the price on them.
That's
too.
what I'm
They're
saying.
Like 160
I'm
now.
like, so now you want me to pay $5,000 for a pair?
Right.
I like the ones I have. Like,
right.
You know, so I think that's a good shoe. And the last one, although I do not wear this shoe.
Okay.
This shoe I have seen up and down. My kid has it.
Okay.
And I've seen it hold together. Is the Jordan 3. So even if you have a white cement, or if you have a white cement or the black cement.
Okay.
Now, if you get into depending on who you talk to, the black cement will probably win.
Right.
And then you see what happened with the Reimagines this year.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it still has a place. And so the reason those are in there. Is that 5? That was 5?
That was 5.
Okay. So those, because it's about putting stuff on.
Yeah.
Like when I see older sneakerheads, not even older sneakerheads, but gatekeepers, and they talk about the Panda so bad. And I'm like, we rocked Air Force Ones for 10 years straight, dog.
Right.
All they did was with the black on the toe. That's it. And they're like, you don't need to know how to dress. You can jazz it up. Or
they go in anything.
Yeah, or you can put on a gray tech suit and look like, James St. Patrick. I don't care what you want to do. But you can't tell me that shoe doesn't. But didn't he always say he would be, man will have on a 3-piece suit and go kill somebody in a tech suit. Right. So it's just like, that's what you have to look at. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, I can't hate on the transition that shoes are making, even with athletic shoes. Because like I said, there was a time that we just kept those shoes on the court. Facts. But then when we went to school, other people was wearing Deion Sanders and Bo Jacksons. And we're like, well, these shoes can come off the floor. Okay, then that's cool. But then you're going to have shoes that's strictly for athletic purposes. And I think whoever does that next will probably be good.
Okay.
Because Bron has it. Not so much.
I got a pair of bronze in my cart, but I don't know if I could put them in my cart.
You know the ones that I bought? I bought the Zoom Generations. I had to buy the ones again because you remember the brown pair took over Mifflin's chokehold.
You know the crazy thing? The ones in my cart are those, but his newest one, they made an iteration with the same kind of format.
I know what you're talking about.
But they put them on his new shoe.
Yeah, with the swooshes. Yeah. Was it OSU women? Somebody wore those first, and everybody's like, what are those? Like, it's a LeBron Soldier, but it's not. It's in that colorway. But it needs that. But the reason that resonates with us is because
it was the first one.
And he also has, himself has a bread colorway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when people get on the, they get on the sneaker internet, and they're like, we don't call them breads. Okay. When you get a bread colorway, which that means
everybody knows it.
It's
the red, black, and white.
So he has that.
Yeah.
And it sadly is a red, black, and white, but it's just like, it's a different vibe. Yeah. So it has nostalgia with it too.
So you didn't want them in maroon and gold.
That's what I'm saying. And then it's like, them brown ones.
Yeah, like you said.
It's so funny. Them brown ones everywhere. So I had to go back and get them. But it's just like, these are shoes that's connected to something. Like I said, that's why it's so many shoes that's out there. And people can choose to participate in whichever one. But just learn. It's not even like learn. Like, you ain't got to study or just be present in what you're participating in. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sneakers is what it is.
Yeah. We got the top 5. We got the Kid Queen. Thank you so much for joining us here on Girls Only Hoops. We gave you history.
Yeah.
We gave you stuff we didn't even. We gave you
personal joys. Yeah.
Personal anecdotes. But that's what we do. I can't thank you enough. Please follow her. As a matter of fact, you plug all of your stuff and where people can find you.
I appreciate you, Candace. I mean, this has been fun. Because the funny thing about it is that y'all don't know, like, hey, it's a couple of people I keep on my short list from high school. Some people you just keep on your timeline, make sure they breathing.
Right.
But my personal IG is at kick_queen, QUEEN. And then my business is Midwest SNS 614. So that one's long, but if you go to Kick Queen, it's in my bio. So there you go. You can hit me up either place. I'm the one who wears many hats, but my day-to-day is like, you'll find me. If you know me, you'll find me. And if you know somebody that knows me, they'll find me, so you can find me. Like, it's no problem. But I've really enjoyed this, man. Like, I don't. It's crazy to even go back in time to try to figure these out and then talk about the future. Like, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed myself.
And listen, if there's gonna be any high school girls hooping, need some shoes, you want some retros, intros, neutrals, whatever.
Yeah.
Kick Queen, like you said, at kick_queen. You can find her. We are Girls Only Hoops. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for our next episode.